Hello everyone. It is live at 5. Welcome. Today we are going to be doing Spirit Guides 101, connecting with your companions beyond the veil. So this is just a little description about what Spirit Guides are, because I was actually asked, this is another request one from one of you guys. I was actually asked what the difference is between Spirit Guides and, all of this kind of like, what are they? What types are there? Do they stay forever? Are they just like here for a little while? Like what are spirit guides? So hopefully by the end of this, it'll be a little bit clearer for you guys and you'll be able to go in and actually talk to some of your guides if you feel called to do that. So, spirit guides, they're kind of like entities or beings or energy or whatever word that you personally want to use. And they are helpful energies that want to help you. They want to protect you, they want to guide you, they want you to have the best life. They want you to experience everything that you want to experience, for the good and for the bad. They want you to learn your lessons and they want to help guide you through that. So it's really important to connect with these guides and sort of, because they can help you when you have any questions, when you're feeling a bit lost, when you're not really sure what you're meant to be doing, or if you just want some comfort, you just want someone to just tell you that you're on the right path, that you're doing well or something like that, then it's really nice to just go talk to your spirit guides and get their help with whatever it is that you need at that time. So they've so many different ones. We're going to cover what they are, and they manifest in different ways as well. They also serve different purposes too. So we'll hopefully go through a few of them now and you can see which ones you want to go and say hi to. So some are going to be assigned to you just before birth in this life, and they will stay with you for the whole of your life. And others, they stay with you through many incarnations, so past lives, this life, future lives, until maybe a lesson has been learned and fully comprehended. And then other ones, they kind of come and go. They come and go as and when they're needed. So ones that you don't have right now, you might get in the future, or you might have had before, and they're very fulfilling of their roles, so they'll only stay for as long as they're needed. So some people, they don't think of them as external beings or entities or energies. They think of them as they're a part of themselves, part of their soul, part of their higher selves. So again, it really is whatever you want to think of. Either way, they are linked to you. They are part of your energy anyway. They want what's best for you. They only have highest good wanting for you. They have unconditional love for you. So there's going to be nothing that you're going to go to them with and they're going to steer you wrong. They're also not going to put you in any harm's way. They want to protect you. So whatever way you want to think of them, they can either be a part of yourself, or even if you don't want to go the spiritual route, you could also think of them as part of your subconscious, right? So sort of a psychological part of you, a part of you that does know better, but you just need to bring that out. So just go with whatever feels aligned to you. All right. So the first one we have is personal guides. These are the ones that are assigned to you just before birth. And they're going to be chosen just for you to make sure that all the things that your soul has wanted to achieve or experience within this lifetime gets to do that. So they're literally going to come in with you when you're born and they're going to leave with you when you die. These are very much like teachers for you as well. They're like a very special personal one to you because they're your personal guides. And then you have dominant guides, which are really similar as well. They are also with you throughout your entire lives, and they're very consistent for your guidance. They're the ones that show up quite a lot. If you're going in and speaking to a guide on a consistent level, or a consistent way, then they're going to probably show up quite a bit for you because they're your dominant ones. There's ones called helper guides. Obviously that's in the title too. But they're the ones that sort of come in just for a specific purpose. So they just come in at a part of your life where you're going to need them the most, and then they'll go off and they'll go help someone else. So they're only there for the very short period of time that you need them. This thing moves on to temporary guides in general. Obviously same kind of things. They're only going to come in when you're going through certain transitions, certain events, and they may stay for a while, like, you know, quite a bit of your life, but it depends when the task is, how long it is, how long you need to prepare, how long you need them afterwards to help with the the fallout from that, that kind of stuff, right? Next ones would be information guides. Again, they're kind of in the titles. So these are the ones that you're going to go to when you have specific questions about things. So they're the ones that have the knowledge and the answers for you. So these are very much like the Akashic Records guides, the ones where you go up to your library, and they're usually the ones that are there as well. You obviously have these other guides up there too. They're the librarians of that Akashic Records building for you. Then we have conduit guides. These are the ones that help you connecting, and they're the ones that help you with your intuition. They're the ones that help you with your connections with both the spiritual guidance team and the people here with you in human form. Ancestors, again, very self-explanatory. Ancestor ones are your ancestors, the ones in your bloodline that are coming down to help you. They especially come in when there's something that's in your lineage that needs healing or needs to be known. And they're also very protective of you. They want, obviously, they all want the best for you, but the ancestors, because you're their blood, right, they really, really, really have a strong blood connection to you. So there's a lot of power in that spirit guide for you. Again, see, a lot of them are quite similar. You then have deceased loved ones. So these are the ones, so ancestors are more, although they do obviously count as the people that you know in your family, they are the ones that maybe you have never heard of, or the ones from hundreds or thousands of years ago. Deceased loved ones are obviously the ones that you actually met before they passed on. So maybe your grandmother comes to help you, or, you know, your dad who's passed on, or somebody who is no longer with us but who you knew in life. So someone that was alive with you and has now transitioned, and they are coming back in to help you. So then we move into soul family. So soul family, again, very self-explanatory. They're a group of souls that you're a part of that is your family. So it's not necessarily your family here on earth, although some people in your family may be part of this soul family. This is a group of souls that is very tight-knit. They usually come into incarnations, into lifetimes with each other. So this could be your best friend in this lifetime, but in a past life, they were your child, or they were your grandparent, or something like that. They could be your neighbor that you're really, really close to. These are people that are always going to be coming in with you. Maybe your favorite teacher at school even, right? When you were a kid, if you had a really favorite teacher that really, really you felt a connection to, right? This still could be someone from your soul family. And again, these can be people alive now, and they can be people who are no longer with us. And then we have angels, which are probably what people probably think of when they think of a spirit guide. Angels are obviously these divine beings that are on a higher vibration, so they're very much love and joy and all this kind of stuff, and they are also very protective. They're messengers. They are very high vibrating beings. So angels can be a part of your spirit guides, part of your guidance team, and these could be many different forms of angels. We won't go into them right now, but there's obviously like archangels and there's cherubs, and there's all of these different types of angels that might be a part of your team. So if you feel like you're angelically looked after, like guardian angel kind of thing, maybe look into the different types of them and see what ones resonate with you. Ascended masters. Ascended masters are people like Jesus and Buddha and Muhammad, and these kind of religious figures that made a very, very big impact in teaching on their lifetime on Earth. So they're called Ascended Masters. There's obviously, you can go in and explore those as well. But some people actually have these Ascended Masters in their guidance team as well. And a lot of people, if they find out that they have like, Mother Mary or somebody in their guidance team, they think that they're making it up because like, why am I so special? But it's not necessarily that you're special, but you are special as well. Like it's, you're of course very special because your soul is very special, but it's not like you have to be super spiritual to have an Ascended Master helping you out. And this is why there's a lot of things as well. We can do meditations with Ascended Masters too. Same thing with angels and stuff like that. Like just because they're on a higher frequency, because they're sort of more enlightened than you, doesn't mean that you don't have the right to go and ask them for help. Then of course we have animal spirit guides, which is another one that's quite well known, and obviously that's in the name too. It's animal or a group of animals that you're very, very drawn to, you're very, very connected to, and they're very much in that protector role a lot of the time. They bring you support and wisdom and guidance, as they all do, right? But you're going to find that maybe some animals you really, really feel drawn to, or whenever you see them out in the wild, if they're a wild one that's in your area, you kind of like, that's when you have epiphanies, or that's when you have realizations of something, or you know that you have to go down that path rather than that path, and this kind of stuff. And I'm just going through the list very, very quickly, but if any of these stick out to you, please do go and take a little look and research them and see what they are, and see if you possibly have them in your spirit guides. Also, if you want any videos on any of these particular ones, just let me know and I can do that too. Nature spirits are obviously very, very similar to the animal ones. They're ones out in nature, so it's the wind, it's the rain, it's the streams, it's the grass, it's the trees, it's these almost personifications within nature. So when you go hug a tree and you envision it as like something that's got an essence, you can feel the soul of that tree, right? And so this is a nature spirit. These are other beings that you can talk to, that you can really, really connect to when you're outside, maybe in the forest or down by the lake, something like that. Elemental guides, again in the name, elemental guides are like the nature guides. They're ones that are represented by water or earth or fire or air. These ones are obviously very intertwined with the nature ones. Then we have the sort of out there ones, a bit more like extraterrestrials, aliens. Some people are a bit like put off by these, but there are a lot of different races of extraterrestrials that are becoming part of a lot of people's guidance teams and their spiritual awakenings and things. So just because an extraterrestrial turns up in your little journeys into the Akashic Records or just meditations or whatever, don't just discount it. It's like really like ask questions and talk to this alien and see why they're there. And actually, funnily enough, I had a client the other day that had an alien appear. Two different races. And then obviously moving into another one, but the same kind of thing, would be star beings. These are very much guidance ones for people that are like starseed souls and stuff like that. So if you're not sure what that means, go look up that as well. That's a whole thing in itself, and I can do a video on that too if you want. And finally, but not complete in this list, would be gods and goddesses. So you can work with a god or a goddess or a couple of them, and these are obviously a bit like angels and stuff like that, where they're on a higher level of frequency and existence and planes and things, but they can help you with your work, to help you with the guidance, with protection, with manifesting, with anything that you need. So that was a really, really quick list of like 18 of them or something. So I hope that wasn't too quick for everybody, but obviously we have to keep these as short as possible. Very quickly, how would you connect to your guidance teams? So of course there's meditation, as I mentioned just before. You just literally can do a guided one on, say, YouTube, or you can just do by yourself and just have the intention of going in and meeting your spirit guides in whatever form they are, or if you want to choose from that list that I just read out, just find any that are in that list that you really, really are drawn to, and go in and see if you have any in your team. There's of course signs and symbols and stuff, so lots of people know about like seeing like 111 or 1111 on like their microwave, or you know, getting, you know, change that's like 222 or something, and you know, it's all these like numbers, reoccurring numbers that you see at certain times of your life, or when you're worried about something, when you need a sign, you see repeating numbers. That's nice and easy. You can just type that into Google and it will tell you what that means. And then things like finding certain coloured feathers, or you know, dreams and things like that, all these kind of signs and symbols, or you just notice the same word popping up for you. Like really tune into that, and what's that trying to tell you? Because unfortunately the spirit guides do try to communicate to us in these kind of ways, into symbols and signs, which we a lot of the time don't really get. We don't fully comprehend it. So that can be kind of a bit frustrating. Journaling is a fantastic one to communicate with the spirit guides. I can do one on journaling in the future if you need it, but otherwise it's just literally, you just have your question and you can just write out what it is, and it's a little bit almost like automatic writing, where you just start writing and it becomes no longer you writing, and it's like a message from your spirit guides. Just jump ahead a bit. Nature walks, obviously, if we want to do nature spirits, or like the elementals and stuff like that, nature walk would really, really help, and really tune in, really listen. Listen with like your intuition a lot more as well, like really just so like don't sort of look with your eyes and listen with your ears, like kind of go within and really silence yourself to really pick up on the messages. Of course there's things like prayer and affirmations, and rituals and ceremonies and stuff. You can kind of blend those in together. Those are a really good way to connect with your spirit guides also. If you're into dream work, also you can really like set the intention before bedtime, like just say, I want to speak to my guidance team, I want to go and speak to my spirit guides. If you have any that you actually want to talk to, or you can just leave it open, and then when you go to sleep at night, then whatever dreams come up for you, write them down in the morning and see what messages have been coming through for you. If you're creative in any way, like an artist, or you play music, or even just dance, these can be ways of communicating with your guidance team and getting messages a bit clearer for you. If you're like that kind of creative mindset, you might find that doing these creative things opens you up a bit easier to getting the messages through from your team. And of course there is Akashic Records, which is obviously something I do, but as I said just a little bit earlier in this video, that we actually go into the Akashic Records and speak to guides of various forms of these. So Akashic Records might be a really easy one for you to go in and actually see and talk and understand and learn your lessons from your spirit guides. And you can do that through somebody like me, or you can actually do it by yourself as well. And that's a really, really good way of connecting to your guidance team as a whole. So that is it for today. Thank you to everyone that joined today. Someone has requested the journaling. Okay, I will do that in the future. Thank you. And next week we're going to be doing The Fool's Journey, a tarot tale of transformation and hidden wisdom. So if you're familiar with Joseph Campbell's Hero's Journey, it's like that, but in tarot, we do something called the Fool's Journey. It's very, very similar to the Hero's Journey. It's using the major arcana to show the life journey and the cycles within life. And so you start off with the Fool and you work your way through. So you have your highs and your lows all the way until you reach the end, which is the world. And then you start again as the Fool. And it's this whole circle. So that's what we're going to be doing next week. Very much looking forward to exploring that with you guys. When I taught tarot before, this was one that was really interesting to people. So hopefully I can condense it down into these shorter videos rather than in the school kind of hours. And yeah, well, I will try, even if we have to do maybe a couple of different ones for that one, like little parts of that. Anyway, that is it for today. Thank you to everyone who joined today. I see you and I thank you for joining. Please do tune in again next week. The edited version will be up on YouTube as well. So if you missed any of this or you want to recap, it's a lot easier to watch it on the YouTube. So I would very much recommend you go there rather than watching it on the replays here. Have a wonderful week, everybody, and I will see you next Wednesday. Bye.